Okay, this video is going to be going over all the warranty aspect of everything when you're taking dispatches in, when a customer calls, everything that you need to decipher when that customer calls. What's under warranty, what's not under warranty, do you have a parts warranty, do you have a labor warranty, do you have a parts and labor warranty, what company is your parts and labor warranty through, when does your parts and labor warranty expire, what made your parts and labor warranty expire, how does your parts and labor warranty expire, when do you need to maintain your service contract if you have a parts and labor warranty. If you don't maintain your parts and labor warranty, if you don't maintain your service agreement with us, your parts and labor warranty will expire. If you have a 10-year parts and labor warranty and you do not maintain our service contract, your parts and labor warranty is not worth the paper it's written on. So in this video, we are going to try to get you to decipher what is under warranty, what's not under warranty very quickly, and also be able to let the customer know there is a service fee of this, whether it's $105, $175, $125, $225, $450. What are the service fees when we are sending you out there? How much do I tell you the cost is for us to go service your system? And then how do I decipher all that stuff? Okay, so we're going to start this whole video off with going over service calls and going over what the board is real quick to kind of get this thing going. On our dispatch board, a quick recap: anything that is underneath unassigned as a dispatcher, you are going to take this, and anything underneath unassigned, your job as a dispatcher or anybody else in this office is to move the jobs from unassigned to a technician. Drag and drop them underneath the technician's name. Now, let's go over this. If I click on one of these dispatches, I'm going to click on the bottom one at random. I've never seen this particular one before, but we're just going to read it, and I'm going to look through this thing, and I'm going to tell you what I'm reading in here, and I'm going to see if I find any notes in here or anything that shouldn't be in here just off the top of my head. 2025 Delary Street. It is set for a service call for today. The service fee is $105. What is the problem? Condenser is making loud noise. She turned it off. How are they paying? By check. Warranty. 10-year parts warranty only. How old is the unit? And it says 2022. And it says we installed the condenser. So I'm going to go ahead and click into that particular dispatch. When I do, I'm going to hit qualify underneath the blue line, which is going to pull that customer's stuff up. And it shows that we installed a condenser February 25 of 2022. The customer has a 1-year labor warranty on it, 10 years on parts. So we are charging a service fee to go out there to find out what's wrong with the system. Now, if you look in the location notes, which are right here, the location notes say no PMA, 1-year labor, and 10-year parts warranty with installation. So the customer calls. Let's say the customer calls right now. They give their address. When they give their address, you go to qualify. You put the arrow down here. You key in their address. When you key their address in, it pulls up this particular job or this particular customer. When that customer is pulled up, here is where your eyeballs need to go. Here is the information you need to find out. Here are the questions that need to be answered. As soon as that customer calls and they start telling you my outdoor unit's making a whole bunch of loud noise, can I get your address, sir? Yes. My address is 2025 Delary Street, and I'm in New Orleans. I go ahead and I pull your address up. When I pull the address up, my eyeballs need to go right here first. Can I verify your phone number, which is 504-451-0534. I also have another phone number for Shalisa at 504-410-0872. Are those phone numbers correct? Yes, they are. I have an email as isabelamore693@yahoo.com. Is that correct? Yes, it is. It looks like we installed the condenser for you in 2022, February 25th of 2022. You do have a 10-year parts warranty on the system and a 1-year warranty on labor. And it looks like last time we were at your home was 5/30 of 2022. Looks like we checked the system and found, let me open this up, found that the compressor plug came loose, plug compressor back in, but also found that the system was overcharged, balanced the charge, then retest the system without issue. We did install the system for you February 25th of 2022. And looks like you paid $4,387. How can I help you today? What's going on? System is not cooling properly right now. System is, in this case, she said that the system is making a loud noise on the outside. Now, this system has got a 1-year warranty on labor, 10-year warranty on parts on the system. Let's just say that you have a bad fan motor outside. There is a diagnostic fee to go out and find out what's wrong with the system. And the reason there's a diagnostic fee is because it is past 1-year warranty. So we installed the system February 25th. Well, we're June 20th right now. So we're 4 months out of warranty as far as a service fee is concerned. Now, when we go there, and let's just say is the case, we find that the fan motor is bad and it's making all kinds of noise. Then the service tech, the motor is under warranty for 10 years, but labor is not. So we will charge a diagnostic fee, and then we will actually charge to replace this motor. Let's say we charge them $200 to replace the motor. And the customer calls in here and they're yelling and screaming and bitching, moaning and groaning and complaining that they shouldn't have to pay any money to replace the motor because they paid $4,300 for the system, 15, 16 months ago, and there's no way this system should be needing a new fan motor in it, and I shouldn't have to pay for anything, and I want to talk to the owner. All that's fine and dandy, but what are your actual warranties? Your warranties are actually a year on labor, 10-year on parts, and in this case, your labor warranty has been out for 4 months. So since your labor warranty is out for 4 months, there is a diagnostic fee, and we do have to charge you labor to replace the motor. Good thing your parts are under warranty for 10 years. We did offer you a service contract, and we did offer you a 3-year labor warranty at the time of purchase. So would you like me to go ahead and schedule to replace your motor? It is going to be a total of $200 to replace your motor, and obviously the diagnostic fee of the gentleman going out and diagnosing what's wrong with the system. They either going to say yes or no. It's either $200 to replace the motor, or they call somebody else. It is what it is, okay? So what you tried to decipher right away when that customer called was, when was the last time we were there? To do that, you hit history. The first thing you're looking for was, last time we was there was 5/30 of 2022, and we checked the system, found that the compressor plug came loose. Okay, we did not charge for that because it was actually under warranty. It was 3 months after the system had been running that we went out there. So we haven't been there within 30 days. We have a 30-day labor warranty on service. So if you go to history, our history date states 30 days after our history date, which is the service call, which is the last time we were there. We have a warranty on it. Our installation date is 2/25 of 2022. Our installation warranty is 1-year warranty on labor from Taylor & Tyler. The parts warranty has nothing to do with the labor warranty. Strictly has to do with parts warranty. So I issued a 1-year warranty on labor. We are outside of the 1 year, so I charge you a diagnostic fee. Inside of the 1 year, I do not charge a diagnostic fee, and if your fan motor failed on you within that 1 year time period, I would replace your motor at no charge. Because you did not purchase any extended warranties on labor, I will charge you labor to replace that motor. Okay, so anytime you key up a customer's address, and we will just go to the next one here, and this is Mary Roddy. We're going to go ahead and double click into it, which is going to open it up. When you open it up, it happens to open up in this case in the schedule tab. You have a general tab, a schedule tab, equipment tab, documents tab. When it opened up in the schedule tab, this tells me that the technician that is underneath is called unassigned, which unassigned is your first column right here. Your first column is your unassigned column where you move it to the technician's column and they go get it done. I'm going to go, anytime you open something up, it goes underneath this blue line right here or in the blue line. So I can open up another one. I can open up this one down here, and then it opens up another one in the blue line. I can go back to the first dispatch that I was playing with, and I can go to the one that I just now did. And I did not affect any one of them. I can go back to my board without closing those dispatches out. So keep that in mind anytime you open something up. Unless you close it, it stays open on your board, and this thing can be filled with everything that you opened up, and now you're going to piss everybody off because you're not getting out of the dispatch, and the technician can't get out of the dispatch, or he can't upload anything because you're in his dispatch. So make sure that when you get into a dispatch, you exit out of that dispatch and it's off your blue line. We're playing with this particular dispatch here, the one that I went into with Miss Roddy. When this customer called, I would go to qualify. So the customer calls right now and says, "Hi, my name is Mary Roddy. I'll make this up and just say my system's not cooling. Do y'all have a technician available?" The first thing I want to do is ask her what her address is. She says 1157 Teakwood. I would go to qualify, which is my second icon here. I would click qualify, which would bring this up. I would hit the arrow down. I would key in 1157 Teakwood. And if I do that, 1157 Teakwood, all I got to do is hit 1157 T. There's one name pops up. I ask her, I have that under Mary Roddy, Clark Roddy. She says that's me. I key it up. Here's my qualify screen. When I key this up here, I don't care what tab it's on down at the bottom right here, and in this case it's in my history tab. I don't care what it's underneath. My eyes are going to go one place as soon as I key up this qualify screen, which is going to be right here. I have your phone number is 289-8153. Is that correct? Yes, it is. I have your email is jclark63@gmail.com. Are there any other phone numbers you would like me to add? Let's just say this is Clark's phone number in here. It says Clark's son, this is his phone number, and it's Mary calling right now. And Mary says, yes, I would like you to go ahead and add my phone number in there. Not a problem. From this screen right here, I go underneath the blue line. Anytime you have a job pulled up underneath the blue line, you go here to edit customer under the blue line. You click edit customer. Then you go to another phone number here, and you would go ahead and put another phone number in, and you would put whose phone number that is. So if Mary said my phone number is 1234567, you put that down here, and you put Mary right here on the second line, and then you save it. When you save it, it is not changing the dispatch or the qualify that you just pulled up, because as you changed it in her edit customer, you already had this screen up, so you did not change this screen until you go to the screen up at the top and you hit refresh. When you hit refresh, that new phone number will pop up right here. Now from there, you can continue with your dispatch. You updated the phone number, you updated the email. You may have seen that it just said home and cell on it, as opposed to Clark son, Mary owner, or whatever may be the case. You may have put those things in there. Quick recap: customer calls. As the customer calls, you get the address, you key the address in, it pulls up in qualify. This screen pops up, you verify phone number, you ask if there's additional phone number, you ask for an email. You edit that in the edit customer screen. From there, your eyeballs have got to go down here, and in this case, I am in the history screen. When I am in the history screen, my eyeballs have got to go one place and one place only, which is the last time we were there. Last time we were there says 3/29 of 2023. Keep in mind, the whole time that this customer's on the phone, the reason for their call I still have not gotten yet. Now I'm going through a whole bunch of stuff, and all this would literally be done within seconds, as opposed to minutes with me explaining it. But after my eyes go here and ask that information, they come down here. I don't allow the customer to talk just yet. I fill the entire time with, I see your phone number is this, I see your email is this, are there any phone numbers? No, there's not. I see the last time we were there was 3/29 of 2023. It looks like you purchased the service contract and we did your spring PMA in 2023. No problem. What that told me is in March 29th of 2023, we came out and did your spring service on your system. This is not within 30 days, so therefore I know at this point in time I am going to charge you a service fee to come out and find out what's wrong with the system at this point in time.
That quick, I'm recording. Go. Do you just need a smaller person to get in there? I'm asking you. Tell me the answer. Mm. So can you put another blowout valve, shut both blowout valves, blow one, and it only blows back and goes through? So is your drain line unclogged? Yes or no? Mm-hmm. Do you have? I'm assuming you have a wet dry vac. All right, cut it. Can you cut the line, hook your wet dry vac to a 3/4 inch lot, and suck the shit out of it? Okay. Okay. Well, you may need a plumber because the main drain sounds like it's clogged. And break something. Okay. All right.
Okay. So after I verified your phone number, your address, your phone number and your email, my eyes come down here. I look to see when was the last time we were there, March 29th, 2023. You paid $300. You purchased a service contract. You did a spring PMA for you out there. So that is over 30 days. So there, as of right now, I am charging you a service fee to come back out to do whatever it is that we need to do right now, or whatever it is you're calling me for, you, because I haven't got what you're calling me for yet. In my head, without me telling you this, I am trying to decipher, am I fixing to charge you a service fee, or is this going to be some kind of a warranty? I haven't figured that out. All I know at this point in time was last time we were there was 3/29 of 2023. You purchased a service contract. We did the spring PMA. At this point in time, there is no labor warranty right now. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go into equipment and I'm going to find out, did we install any equipment there? If we did, what date did we install it? Is it within 1 year of date of installation? Do you have a 5-year, 10-year, 3-year parts and labor warranty? Do you have a 1-year warranty on labor? Do you have a 10-year warranty on labor? What are your warranties in when I go into equipment? So I just clicked it. My eyes have got to go one place and one place only, and that is installation date. And I see 2006. As soon as I see 2006, that tells me right now, equipment is not under warranty, labor is not under warranty, nothing is under warranty as far as this customer is concerned. Now that I verified the warranty for equipment has no labor warranty, and I am going to charge you a service fee based on that, and I know my history, I have not been there within 30 days or repaired anything on your system within 30 days. There is no warranty on that. Now I know I'm going to say, how can I help you today? What's going on? From here, I know I'm fixing to charge you a $105 service fee to come out and find out whatever's wrong with whatever you're fixing to tell me. Because I just verified that information, I can go straight here and go straight to the dispatch. And now I can start creating dispatch. Mary called me, so as she is now telling me what's wrong with her system or what is it doing or not doing or whatever may be the case, the cursor is right here where it says called in by. I tell every brand new person, stay where the cursor is to begin with and don't start clicking around. So you will type in Mary's name because you are on the phone with Mary as we speak. She's calling in, and at this point in time, she has got the table. She's holding forth. She's telling you, well, I got home last night and my system was making this loud noise outside and I hear a big thump and blah, blah. And she's telling you the whole story. As she's telling you that story, you complete the dispatch. Don't wait for her to tell you everything before you start doing the rest of this dispatch. As she's telling you, you know her name. She told you that. You know this is a service call. You know you're fixing to charge her $105. You tab again. You're into sales sort. Says recommendation, so we were referred to her. You come over here with sales sort request code. Let's just say it's 8 o'clock in the morning right now. We're going to put a $105 service fee in here. We're going to tab through that. Come on through. Does she have a service agreement? We'll click that in there. Priority. The priority could be any one of these priorities. So in this case, we're going to go ahead and just put it for today. You have a choice. It could be a high priority. We could charge her a $175 service fee to go out there. If she said, I don't know, my grandmother's living with us and she's got brain cancer and the house is 95 degrees and I really need some air conditioning in this house right away. Can you get somebody out here right away? I have a kind of a medical emergency. I would change it to a high priority since she just now told me that. I would go to my service call of 105 and I would change it to 175. When I did that, now I totally changed the way I'm going to handle this call. I tab through all this, and as I come through, received by me, all that's in there. There is no PO for it. The zone is 70058. You don't change that. You don't change this. Time received, date received. There is no invoice number at this point in time. The job is the most important thing as you're doing this dispatch. The job, you just type in 1157 space, you hit one letter on it, T, and then you hit the arrow down and you only can receive one PO that is there. From there, then you can create the dispatch.
Hurry up, baby. I'm recording right now. I don't mean to be disrespectful, but I'm recording. What you got?
So in the dispatch notes, when I first hit the 105 service call, it produced this note right here that says service fee 105, what's the problem, how are you paying, warranty or not, how old is your unit. It produced that. Since I got rid of the 105 and changed it to a 175, it made the same exact thing, but it put service fee as 175. So what I want to do right now is I want to go ahead and I want to highlight the first one at 105 and I want to delete it. And because I want to delete that, now I can bring the first one up, and it's got service fee as $175. What is the problem? In this case, the customer said the outdoor unit is making a bunch of noise. So I will go ahead and put in there, outdoor unit making loud noises. Okay. And then the next thing is the question says, how are you paying? I'm going to ask the customer. There's a service fee of $105 for us to come out and find out what's wrong with the system. In your case, it's $175 is what I would tell you, because you're asking for an emergency service. So I would say the service fee is $175 for us to come out and find out what's wrong with the system. From there, we give you a price on whatever it costs to fix it. Because you're paying for an emergency service in this case, whenever my technician gets available, I will put you next on the list. So that is our high priority. That is our emergency service that we will do for certain customers when they call and ask for emergency service. They have that opportunity to pay the $175. Plus, they're going to end up paying higher rates to repair it as well, because they're going to be charged for what we're going to be considering after hour rates as opposed to normal rates, because they're asking for emergency service. It is what it is. Okay. My notes in the dispatch here. How are you paying? I told her it's $175 for me to come out there and find out what's wrong with the system, and she says I'm going to be paying with a credit card. No problem. I'm going to put a CC in there, and I'm going to let her know. Just to let you know, when you pay for a credit card, we do charge a 3% surcharge on there. Once we find out what's wrong with the system, we will give you a price on whatever it costs to fix it. Is that okay? Yep, that's fine, no problem. Next question on here is warranty or not. You would put no, because we just went over this whole thing. Nothing's under warranty in her system. How old is your unit? Well, how do you know how old her unit is? Well, if you hit equipment right there, it was back in 2006 that it was installed. You answered your own question by understanding what you were looking at when you went to equipment. You put 2006 in there. You are now going to take this, you go to the very front of it, and you date stamp this. All the information that you just put in is under your name, that you date stamp this. Then you let the customer know, as soon as we get a technician available, I will give you a call, and we will get a technician out to you as soon as we possibly can. You have any more questions, ma'am? Nope, sure don't. All right, well, thank you very much for calling. We'll get in touch with you as soon as we possibly can. From here, you go ahead and you hit save, which I'm not going to do because I'm just training here. When you hit save, the schedule you did not change, because it is going to automatically fall underneath the unassigned column, which is the first column where it should fall under, because the unassigned column are service calls that need to be done. You are making it red because it's high priority, and that should tell any dispatcher, hey, look at me, this is a red service call, this is going to be a high priority. You move it over there. Go back to the dispatch in here. Remember, everything that you open up is still open, okay? You are not closing anything. Now, I originally opened up the dispatch in that particular screen, and when I did that, I went to qualify, which I created a new dispatch, but I never closed the first dispatch out, so I just went into it, closed it, and put it back where it was without messing with anything. The new dispatch that I just did is still sitting here, and I have not saved it yet. Let's say the customer said, I don't mind paying the service fee, but I cannot do it today, but I definitely need somebody to come out tomorrow first thing. I don't mind paying the $175, but can you schedule me tomorrow for 8 a.m.? Date promise, you change it to tomorrow's date. Boom, Thursday, 6/22. You change this from 8 a.m. 7:44 p.m. and you would just change it to a.m. and then you would go back to your general notes and you would put in here, customer would like as first call as early as possible. Customer is paying emergency service fee. Please get somebody out as soon as we possibly can. You will put that information in the dispatch notes. Dispatcher comes in the morning. She is supposed to read all the notes of what's going on here, and she sees a red dispatch. She sees your notes that customer's paying for emergency service. that there is a elderly woman in the house with brain cancer, and needs cold air, and then she should try to get somebody there ASAP in the morning time, okay? Because the customer's paying more, and you have a health issue there. From here, I just save it, and it will go to the dispatch board. I'm going to just hit delete on it because we just went through the whole thing. Do you wish to save it? Do you wish to save your current dispatch? So anytime you are doing something, this little box pops up. You really got to read what the box says, because sometimes it's going to be a no and sometimes it's going to be yes. Do you wish to save the current dispatch? You would think I'm exiting out of here, and it would say, okay, are you sure you want to delete it? And then I would hit yes. Well, if I hit yes, I would save it. Instead, it says, do you want to save your current dispatch? I'm going to hit no, because I was deleting it. So you really got to read that box, okay? Let's go back into this again. I am going to go at random. I'm going to go into qualify because the customer is calling me right now, and this is at total random. I am just going to pick any address in the computer, and I'm just going to read what I am supposed to read, and I'm going to tell you whether it's under warranty or not under warranty, okay? 556, boom, I got 6 customers up there. I'm just going to pick one at random, and I'm going to say it's Dot Desidare, and then that just so happens to be my mother-in-law. So I don't care that it's my mother-in-law. I'm going to treat her as a regular customer in this particular instance. Yeah, you can't really treat it as just a regular customer, because when you look in her history right here, she has not paid for anything because I give it everything to her free. So, if you see this, everything free in there, you know, I would wonder why all the history says free in it, okay? But because you're the new dispatcher, you have to tell that particular customer, no matter who it is, there is a service fee, okay, of $105. And let's just say, for argument's sake, that my mother-in-law calls in here and you tell her, no problem, there's a service fee of $105. She'd say, okay. Now, would I charge her? No, I wouldn't, but she'd just say, okay. If it's my brother-in-law calling, he'd go, okay, no problem, and he wouldn't mind paying me even if I did charge him. But you as a dispatcher can't change the rules for anybody. I can, but you can't. So you have to take this call in and go, I have that service call, or I have that address under Miss Dot Desidare, 5564 Niagara. I have the phone number is 247-6969. Is that correct? Yes, it is. I have another phone number, 341-2784. Is that correct? Yes, it is. See, the last time we were there was 9/21 of 2022. So I see 9/21/2022. It's not within 30 days. I know I don't have a warranty right now. I go into equipment. I see we installed your system back in 2019. So is it within 1 year? The answer is no, it's not within 1 year. So therefore, I know I'm going to be charging you a service fee. I see you have a 10-year warranty on parts, straight on over here. If I installed the system in 2019, the parts warranty is over here, the labor warranty is over here. Do they have a 10-year parts and labor warranty? In this case, the answer is no. I'm also going to tell you, anytime we install a new system, the labor warranty normally is going to be at least 3 years. Our standard of what we do and what we sell in this company is, if I sell you a new unit, I put your labor warranty as 3 years, because I purchase a 3-year labor warranty through either Comfort Shield or JV Warranties. When I do that, I actually put it in your invoice so it would pop up underneath equipment as bronze plan 3-year labor warranty. So it would show up in your equipment as bronze plan 3-year labor warranty, and the labor over here would say 3 years. When I see that, I would go 9/6 of 19, 9/20, 21, 22. I installed that system over 3 years ago. Even though you have a 3-year labor warranty, you're out of labor warranty, right? You did not renew your warranty in 2022, right? I could look at that and see that it says bronze plan 3-year labor warranty. You would have expired on 9/6 of 2022. Well, here we are, almost a year later. After that, 9 months later, I can now sell you a 5-year, which is only an additional 2 years, which is really and truly only an additional year and a half because it's 5 years from date of installation. I can sell you an extended labor warranty for, I think it's about $500, that will cover you another year and a half. I can sell you an additional 7-year labor warranty to a total of 10 years for approximately $1,600-$1,700. So we'll cover you 10 years labor, and remember, you already have 10 years on parts. So I see that your system does not have a labor warranty on it right now. I see your parts warranty, and I'll tell the customer it like this. I see we installed your system in 2019. The good thing is you do have a parts warranty on your system for 10 years. Your labor warranty did expire in 2020. So remember, I'm telling you that. I looked at your history. We haven't been there within the last 30 days. I go straight into my spiel now, and I go straight to a dispatch. My spiel is this. Taking that information. See, last time we were there was in 2022. Let me just go back to it, and I'm going to do it and then bring it right into it like I do with a customer. Okay. Let's see where I'm at. Oh shoot, what did I do? I gotta go ahead and qualify for that. Okay. And now I gotta get out the dispatch and you'll see the current dispatch. No. All right. So I'm in qualify again. I'm taking it from the skit of where I went through, and I'm gonna go straight to my dispatch and tell you everything how to dispatch this out, the wording, why do I say what I say, and I'm telling you, when you're doing dispatching, you have got to get your format down. How do you tell a customer there's a service fee? What are the service fees? What's warranty? What's not warranty? You just got to follow it through. So instead of explaining anything right now, I'm going to take it from the top, and I'm going to get the dispatch out without any interruption or without me explaining anything, so that you can get the whole flow of it. Okay. Customer calls right now. 5564 Niagara. I have that underneath .desi there. I have your phone number, ma'am. It's 247-6969. Is that correct? Yep. I have your additional phone number. It's 341-2784. I do not have an email for you. Can I get your email, ma'am? Yeah, I can give it to you. My email is, I went ahead and put edit customer on it. I go straight to the email. I'll go ahead and put the email in. I'll just put FFF on it, no big deal. And I hit save. When I hit save, I'm going to come back here and I'm going to refresh it. And then my FFF falls underneath email right here. And I say, okay, I've got your email in here. Last time we were there was 9/21 of 2022. And it looks like we installed the system back in 2019. And you do have a 10-year warranty on all the parts on the system. Your warranty on labor expired in 2020. You had a 1-year warranty on labor. What kind of problems are you having today? System's not cooling properly, and it's kind of making a loud noise on the inside. Not a problem, Miss Dot. We can get a technician out there today. What I'm going to do is I'm going to set you up for a service call. And once I set you up for that service call, we'll give you a 30 to 40 minute notice ahead of time before we go ahead and send a technician. Is that okay with you? Yeah, that's fine. Okay, well, I'll tell you what. Let me get a little bit more information from you. There is a $105 service fee to come out and find out what's wrong with the system. From there, we're going to give you a price on whatever it costs to fix it. When was the last time you had your system checked and cleaned? Because I seen we were out there September of 2022. Has anybody been out there at any time this year and cleaned your system? No, y'all are the ones who service it all the time. Okay, well, I'll tell you what. I can go ahead and set you up as a service call to see what's going on with your system today. You said it's not cooling properly and it's making a loud noise on the inside, correct? Yep. All right. So let me go ahead and set that up for you. And just in case you didn't know, we do have service contracts where we come out twice a year, once to service the air conditioner, once to service the heating system. It's $300 a year. That covers for us to come out in the spring and in the fall. Plus, you'll get a 10% discount off of any parts or replacement of any equipment. Would that be of interest to you to go ahead and get your system clean while we're out there? Yeah, I guess that'd be a good thing. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to set you up for a service call so we can find out what's going on with your system. But I'm going to go ahead and also set you up for a service contract. So what we would be collecting as of right now would be $105 service fee to find out what's going on with your system, and we will collect the service fee up front, which is $300. So that's a total of $405. And then if there's anything wrong with your system, the technician will give you a price on whatever it costs to fix it. Now, any repairs that he makes on your system, you will get a 10% discount from here on out. With the service contract, we will be calling you back this spring. I'm sorry, we're going to be calling you back this fall because we are already in summertime. So we're going to do your spring check and clean while we're there, and we're going to call you back this fall and do your fall check and clean for you. Now, the good thing about our service contracts is $300 for the first year, but next year renewing it would only be $250. Is that okay when we renew it for next year? Yep, that's fine. Okay. So I went ahead and set up your dispatch, ma'am, and we're going to give you a call 30-40 minute notice ahead of time. Is that okay for you? Yes, it is. All right. Well, I got you all set here, ma'am, and you have a good day, and we'll give you a call as soon as I can get a technician available. Well, when can you have a technician available? When can I expect somebody? I do not know when a service tech is going to be able to be out there. We do have quite a few calls on the board today, and I can't give anybody specific times. But what I'll do is I'm going to give you a call 30-40 minutes ahead of time as soon as I can get somebody available. But I just can't give you any certain time. All right? All right. Well, can you tell me if it's going to be today? I'm going to do everything I can in order to get somebody out there today. I can't promise it right now, but our technicians are very good. They do a good job. We can get everybody taken care of today. But I'll do my best to get somebody out there for you, okay? All right, no problem. All right, well, you have a good day, Miss Dot. All right, thank you. Bye. So, I have to talk the entire time I am on the phone with that customer. Anytime that customer just hears dead noise on the phone, just nothing, that customer is wondering what you're doing. So while I'm trying to explain myself to one, the camera, two, to the customer, I'm also putting in information in the computer, and I'm trying to make sure I got my service fees correct. I'm putting in the customer service account billable, my name's in here, the job's in here, loud noises on it, and I'm going to put in here not cooling properly. So after I hung up with that customer, I'm finishing my dispatch real quick. Not cooling properly. Now, you know what I forgot to ask the customer? How are they paying? I'll let the customer hang up before I ask them how they're paying. So do I call the customer back to see how they're paying? Actually, I actually should, because I can't send the technician out there not knowing how she's paying. I did tell her it's a $105 service fee, but I just forgot to ask her how she was paying. So now I'm literally going to have to call her back and say, hey, Miss Dot, I forgot to ask you, how would you be paying? Cash, check, or credit card? I'm going to be paying check. All right, not a problem. Again, as soon as we get a technician available for you, we'll get somebody out to you. Thank you, Miss Dot. You have a good day. Bye. All right, so she's paying by check. Okay, so I'm going to write check in here. Is this warranty? The answer is no. So all I'm asking you to do is answer the questions that I have listed across here. How old is your system? It was 2019 that it was installed. Okay. If I go to schedule, am I changing the date at any point in time? No, I'm not. I'm just leaving it the date that it is, which is today. It's already 6:30 this evening. It automatically scheduled it an hour and a half from now, which would be 8 p.m. If it was 3 o'clock in the afternoon, 9 a.m. in the morning, it would schedule an hour and a half from that time. Did I go into detail on this particular customer? Here's something else I did wrong. I told the customer it's a $105 service fee to come out and find out what's wrong with the system. From there, we give you a price on whatever it costs to fix it. I did not continue. I should have. I did not continue and say, if we cannot get to you before 5 p.m., our service fee is $125 after 5 p.m. and before 8 p.m. If we can't get to you before 8 p.m., the diagnostic fee goes up to $175. If we can't get to you before 8 p.m., ma'am, would you like me to keep you on the board today, or would you like me to move you to tomorrow? See, I didn't ask that. So I made a mistake right there on the dispatch, and that's why when we do this and we go over this whole 9 yards of it, you have got to have a format every time you're doing it. Every time you click on something, it's got to remind you of it. And I'm going to tell you, I hung up with that customer before I finished this, and I 99% of the time don't do that. And the reason I don't do that, and will not tell you to hang up with the customer before you finish, or should not tell you to hang up with it before you finish, is because you didn't answer all these questions. And one of the questions was, is how are you paying? So if I wouldn't have hung up with her, I could have asked the customer what the question was, and she would have asked me, I'd have my answer there. Right? So keep that in mind when you're doing your dispatch in here and you're trying to figure out what's warranty, what's not warranty. When you get to the end of it, keep them on the phone until you are ready to hang up with them and finish your questions. And now you got all the information you need. Don't forget, on the dispatching down at the bottom, go to the very front of it right here, because I want to know what time that dispatch was actually done. So you go right in front of where it says service fee and you hit date timestamp, and it puts the date in there and your name, and then there's all your information. Now, when you save this, it's going to go underneath unassigned at today's date, 6/21/2023. It's going to be set up for 8 p.m. this evening, which again, we're just going to avoid this. When I go into general, it gives me a dispatch number, which is here. The technician's invoice number is the dispatch number with his invoice packet and number after that. So he gets a packet of invoices of 20. The packet is packet A through Z, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Okay, so he has packet G, 20 invoices in it. The number on the invoice is 20. So he has G20 is his invoice. So when he finishes this, his invoice number will be 164998-G20. That's how we get our invoices. Okay, that's how we get our full invoice number. Okay. Now, see the notes right here. These are notes that are for that customer every time we go into any dispatch. Real quick, Christian, I am recording right now. Quick, go. Yes. Yes. All right. All right. So, this is something I have not went over yet in my teaching here. These notes right here, or something that you put into a customer's their history is what you're putting it into. Now, any notes that I put right here are just dispatch notes. So here's the difference. When I have a dispatch note, that note only pertains to that dispatch. If I put a note in here, it pertains to the customer all time. Anytime you pull that customer's name up, qualify up, anything up, these notes are something I want you to see every single time you look at that customer's history. Now, we haven't went over this. How do I change these notes? How do I add these notes? Who puts those notes in there, and how do they do it? So if I go into here right now, now remember, I'm in a dispatch right now. I'm not in qualify. I'm not in edit customer. I am in a dispatch, fixing to save this dispatch and put it underneath the unassigned board is where I'm at right now. So if I come in right here into my dispatch, into my notes for the customer, and if I start trying to type, it don't do anything. You cannot type in these notes here in a dispatch. You can only type in the actual dispatch notes here. It won't allow you to highlight anything and delete anything, backspace anything. It won't allow you to do anything over there. So how do I get into those notes? Now those notes says this is Mary's mom, Eric's mother-in-law. Okay, you wanted to know why when you went into history there was 0s in it? Well, if you read that part of it, it would tell you, because it's my mother-in-law. Okay. From this screen here, remember everything underneath the blue line, I go edit customer. When I go into edit customer, look, here's the notes right here. So remember, if I am editing a customer, what am I actually editing? I can edit their address right here. I can edit the spelling of their name, the spelling of the street. I can add street on here. I can go to general and I can make this Niagara Drive. I can add another phone number in here. Okay. I can go into location, and now if I type anything in here right here, it's going to type. Okay. Now when I save this and I go into the dispatch that I already made, well, why is it not in here? The reason it's not in here is because I already made this dispatch. It has not been saved yet, but I made the dispatch. It's sitting out here, and I went and changed something over here in the edit customer, and because I changed it over here, it does not affect this. There is no place up here that I see that says refresh, so I can't refresh that information to put it in there now. When you made a dispatch, it grabbed the customer and said, okay, go ahead and finish this dispatch. Anything I fixed, edited in the edit customer screen is going to stay over here. I would have to get rid of this dispatch and then create a new dispatch and put all this information back in for it to pull those dashes up that I made. Very important. What goes in the edit customer notes? Could be anything. If she purchased a service contract for 2023, I could put it in the edit customer notes, because every time we pull up a customer, that's a place you can actually look for, did she have a PMA?
So that's
Okay.
pretty much just like the important notes, letting you know if you
Yeah,
have warranty.
not every time she call, make a note. This is important stuff, such as customer has a service contract for 2023. Customer has a 10-year parts and labor warranty and paid for 10 service contracts at one time. Customer has a service contract from 2020 to 2030 paid for. That would go in those notes. It would go in the agreement notes. It would go in the invoice notes. It would go in the dispatch notes, that when the guy went out there and sold all that to it, go in all those notes as well. But all those notes stay with the dispatch and don't get logged to her name. That makes sense? So I'm going to exit out of here. So I'm going to delete that. Remember, I hit delete. Do you wish to save your current dispatch? Well, I just hit delete, and if I just forget about it and I go hit yes, I want to delete it, I would be saving it. So I hit, do you want to save it? No, because I just hit delete. Okay. I go back into this customer now. Okay. And I want to know what's warranty, what's not warranty. Where do I find it again? Customer was installed in 2019. Parts warranty, 10 years. Labor warranty, 1 year. What do I verify? Phone number, 247-6969, 341-2784. Here's something else I want you to look at that I have not mentioned yet. In with this install, I am looking for indoor air quality products as well. So the indoor air quality products that this customer has is a Remy Halo. And I realized this as I was going through, but I was trying to make other points in here. Now we're going to focus on this point. Anytime a customer calls and you go through their name, phone number, and address and all that stuff right here, email, and you go into the equipment, one thing you should always do is you should look for RGF Remy Halo. You should look for PCO, because these are indoor air quality products that need to be maintained. So when I look at this particular product right here, I say we installed this in 2019. And I know for a fact with this customer, because it's my mother-in-law, is that we have not put the maintenance kit in. So every 2 years you put a maintenance kit in. Well, that maintenance kit would cost $400. Okay? So did my mother-in-law call me up and say, hey, I'm ready for my maintenance kit, I'll pay you $400? No, she has not. So then it would be up to me to say, okay, let's go put a Remy Halo in mother-in-law's house and I'll pay for it. So when I decide to do that, that's when we would do that. But as far as you being a dispatcher and taking this call, you verify if names and phone numbers and addresses. You come down to equipment, you look at installation date, and one of the main things that you want to look for beyond the installation date is, do you have a PCO filtration system? Do you have a REMI Halo? Now I want to know, have you changed the maintenance kit in the PCO, or have you changed the maintenance kit in the REMI Halo? How would I find that information? I'm going to show it to you real quick. You go to history, and what you're going to be looking for is, again, in my mother-in-law's, they're all going to be 0 in here. So, but what you would normally be looking for is about a $400 charge. But more than anything, you go into the description and you want to bring your eyes through here, and you want to see something that says REMI Halo maintenance kit on it. And you're just bringing your eyeballs through. Look, I see RHICRH replacement kit for REMI Halo right here in 3/2021, right here. So we installed a maintenance kit because it says it right here. It says replacement kit for REMI Halo bulb catalyst. Boom, right there. We did it in that particular one. So if I double click, nope, it's not going to be that one. It was the other one. I clicked the wrong one. So this we just did a spring PMA. When I double click this one for Reuben, let's see if we did it or do we just recommend it. So look, it says REMI replacement kit right here, bulb and catalyst. So we changed her REMI Halo bulb in 2021 when we did it. So I already paid for it. Okay. So now this tells me that this thing has been updated in 2021. What would I do with that information? So if I go into the equipment, I could literally go into this REMI Halo right here, and I can go, okay, it was installed in 2019, and then I can now double click into it, and I can also go install date 2021 just for the bulb. Okay, and I can put in here maintenance kit replaced 2021, and it's going to be 9 of 2021 is when it was replaced. Okay, so now if I look at it, I'm going to see install date 2021, and then my notes are going to be maintenance kit replaced 2021. And you know what I want to do? I actually want to go in here and I want to add a little bit more. I want to say original install date 2019. Now why am I putting that? Because if I change the install date, the reason I changed this install date here to 2021 is because that's when the replacement kit was put in. The unit has no warranty on it. The kit was installed in 2021, which means we do not reinstall another one until 2023, actually, this year. Okay? Every 2 years. So they do again this year. There's a lot of stuff in there, okay, that we just went over. Let's go pick another customer at sheer random, and let's see what we can find with another customer. I'm just going to key in the address again, 547. Let's just go pick one, Richard Millette. And I'm going to take this as Mr. Richard is calling right now. I'm going to do the whole service call. No matter what pops up on here, I'm just going to do the whole entire service call and see how it pops up, okay? Customer calls in and says, hey, my name is Richard. My system's not cooling properly. I'd like to see if I can get a technician out here today. And I said, no problem, Mr. Richard. Can you give me your address, please? Yes. It's 5478 Canal Boulevard. So I would type in 5478. And then I would hit C. And only Richard Millette pops up. No other customers. I did not type in Canal Boulevard. I did not spell canal, C-A-N-N-A-L, and if I did that, C-A-N-N-A-L, then nothing pops up. If I spell canal properly, but then I hit a space, then nothing pops up. So I have CANAL, and then what if I put a B after that? Nothing pops up, and I hit space B. I'm trying to make a point that on your address you don't continue to type. You type in the numbers of the address, hit a space, hit the first one or two letters on it, and leave it alone and see what pops up. So in his case, I type in canal, or I just hit 5748C. One customer pops up. I don't have a choice in there. I can choose that one customer. Let me throw this out at you now. If I typed in 5478, let's do one here. Let's do a different one that I know the answer to. 236 Cottonwood. So 236 Cottonwood, I type in 236C. Okay? Now, I am looking for a customer with 236 Cottonwood. The first one that pops up, Matt, you gotta handle this. Matt, I'm recording, go. Okay. All right, well, just handle it. I'm recording right now. So when I keyed in 236, the customer told me it is 236 Cottonwood is my address. So I want you to understand, when I key in 236 Cottonwood, I key in right now 236 space C, 4 pop up. David Cheremy is the first one, and it says Cottonwood Drive. Second one says Eric Guillory, and it says not available down here. Third one says Torrey. That's Cardinal Drive, no problem. Church Street, 236 Church Street. So if I go one more letter on here, C-O, and then I go T, and I stop. Then there's only 2 active customers in my database that 236 COT pop up as. David Cheremy, Eric Guillory. Okay, so I'm going to show you something here. This little button down here, if I click it, is Display Inactive Records. Now, when I key in 236 Cottonwood Drive, or COT in this case, David pops up. Una Darty pops up at 236 Cottonwood. Eric Guillory pops up at 236 Cottonwood. This is extremely, 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 extremely important for multiple reasons. All right. You got to hear this multiple times to totally understand everything I am fixing to go over here. As of right this minute, this particular customer, David Cheremy, owns this house, 236 Cottonwood Drive. My computer is actually correct right now that my address at 236 Cottonwood Drive and Miss Una's address at Cottonwood Drive are both inactive records. Okay? Since both of those are inactive records, when I key up 236 Cottonwood Drive, it really only gave me one option without displaying the inactive records, because when I click on my name, there's nothing down here at the bottom. So that would be correct. You only have one choice, which would David Cheremy. If my computer would happen to be inaccurate, meaning that I did not at any point in time make Eric Guillory or make Una Darty inactive, then all 3 customers would pop up with the same exact address. Now, in this case, Miss Una Darty, she owned the house originally. She was a customer of mine. She was an elderly lady looking to move into an old folks home. She was selling her house. I asked her how much she wanted for it. I bought the house from her. I transferred all the information from Miss Una into my name. I owned the house. I renovated the house. I put it for sale, and I sold it to David Cheremy. So now all of my information rolls over to David Cheremy. So now David Cheremy's information under his name is all of the history from Miss Una and from me, and is now under David Cheremy's name. If I did not roll all the information over, then no history would be under his name. You would pull up his name and no history would be there. Even though we installed the system for Miss Una Dottie at that address, it would not show up underneath his name. But because we can transfer the history and transfer the equipment from Miss Una to me, from me to David, when you key up David's address and you pull up his history and his equipment, everything we installed at that house is under his name at this point in time. Pretty cool when you can see that. Now, when we do that, we have to take all of Miss Una's paperwork from her file, move it to my name. After I sell the house, then we have to take all that paperwork and move it over to David's. So if you look in David's files, Miss Una's paperwork should be in there, my paperwork should be in there, and David's now paperwork should be in there. All that makes sense in our file cabinet. What if they have a 10-year labor warranty, 10-year parts warranty, whatever may be the case? If Miss Una purchased the house and purchased a unit from us, and she sold the house to me, that parts warranty is no longer in effect, other than original manufacturer warranty, which would be 5 years. So if I bought the house in year 4, I would have a 1-year warranty on parts, 0 warranty on labor. Even though Miss Una purchased a 10-year parts and labor warranty and had the system registered. That was for her. It's not for me that I purchased the house from her. That's important. Now, could I say, hey Taylor and Tyler, I purchased the house here and you all installed the system for Miss Una, and I purchased the house here, and she said she has a 10-year parts and labor warranty that I would like to continue. Can Taylor and Tyler now extend her labor warranty and her parts warranty legitimately? The answer is no, we cannot do it legitimately. Legitimately would mean that we can't lie. If we're in the 6th year and Eric bought the house and he knows he bought it from Una, can I literally do his paperwork and put her name on it and turn it in for registration and turn it in for warranty stuff and literally get my parts under warranty? Yeah, I literally can. Is it the ethical thing to do? No, it's not. Can it be done? The answer is yes, it can. As long as you have the person's name that it was actually registered under, you can turn the paperwork in under that name. Now, if you can't verify who the house was registered under, so you bought the house from Miss Una, but I'm going to say her husband Bob did everything and they registered under Bob's name, and you only have the name of Una. When you check registration, it's going to come back as 0 for Miss Una because it's registered under Bob. Now, if it's registered under Bob and Una, and you give that name, then it would fall through. Okay? But once Eric buys the house 5 years later, that 5-year warranty is out on the system. The 10-year warranty that she purchased is no longer any good. Or once we registered the system for her, she gets a 10-year parts warranty. The labor warranty now goes back to 1 year. So when Eric purchases it, he gets 0 warranty as far as labor is concerned. His parts warranty is now 5 years, so after 1 year, he purchased it 4 years later, got 1 year left. His warranty is gone. David buys the house the very next year. What kind of warranties does he have? 0. Okay, so the system is 5.5 years old, and it's got 0 warranties on it. Why? Because Una had all the warranties, and they stayed with her. They stayed with the original homeowner. Okay, so David gets no warranties on that system. Okay. Can he purchase an extended labor warranty on that system? Nope. Because it's 5 years old now, 5.5 years old. All right. Now, here are some other things. If I key this address in, and let's just say none of these other people here are inactive. All 3 are active. And here's one of the reasons you do this. When I key in 236 COT and I stop, somebody could have put in Cottonwood Drive with a period Cottonwood, Cottonwood Drive spelled out. So if you continue to type Cottonwood Drive and put a period, you'll get David. If you type Cottonwood Drive, Drive, then you're going to get me. If you just hit Cottonwood, you're going to get Miss Una. That's why you don't continue to type out the entire street name. Just 236 COT stop, you get all three. Now let me give you another for instance with all three of these people. Let's say that Una is my mother-in-law. David is my brother-in-law. Let's just say that's the case. So David and I take care of Mom. Okay? So Una called back in 2005. In 2015, David called for his mom to get her air conditioning working and serviced and whatever may be the case. So when David called in, he said, I need you to come service my mom's house. Okay, what's the address? 236 Cottonwood. No problem. And I got David in the computer, let's just say underneath his address. Well, I key up David underneath his address, and I said, and he's telling me he wants me to go service his mom's house. The correct thing for me to do would be go to qualify, key in 236 Cottonwood, and see what pops up, because Mom may pop up. In this case, it would have. It'd be Una. Let's say the dispatcher does not key in the address, just takes David Jeremy and says, okay, David, what's your address? 1411 18th Street. Okay, I got you, David. Okay, you want to go ahead and add your mom in here as her address, put it underneath your name? Yeah, I take care of her, so just put her underneath my name. You know, she's elderly. I'm going to go ahead and pay the bill. Her and her sitter is going to be home all day long. I'll let her know y'all on your way. Just call me and I'll tell the sitter to let you in. Okay, no problem. I'm going to go ahead and pay you with a credit card, all that kind of stuff. So you took David Jeremy's name, and again, he lives at 1818 whatever street. You added her location as 236 Cottonwood to his name. So now when you key in 236 Cottonwood, she would already be in there, and you just added a whole new one for David Jeremy, didn't you? Okay? We go service it, do an invoice, the whole 9 yards. He pays it, no big deal, done and over with. 2 years later, I do the same thing. Hey, my name's Eric. I've used y'all at my house a whole bunch of times. I need you to go check out my mom's house for me and you know, fix her air conditioning system. Look, I'm going to go ahead and just pay the bill on it, so just let me know how much it is. Again, nobody keys in 236 Cottonwood. I key in Mr. Guillory. He happens to be a good customer of ours, so I add him into the computer with a new location. I go to his personal address. I add new location. I add 236 Cottonwood in there. And now I've made Eric with a location of 236. We dispatch out that call. He pays it, no problem. 6 months later, I don't care who calls. Somebody calls. My wife calls now. Okay? And she says, my mother-in-law's air conditioner is not working. I need somebody to come out. What we are supposed to do and should have done from the very beginning. Keep in mind, in this scenario, we're all related. Okay? But that address got put in the computer 3 times because the dispatcher did not do their job in this case. I would now pull up 236 COT and I would say David, Una, Eric, and all of them are active right now because we didn't do our job properly. And now I got a lady on the phone and she says, yeah, my name's Mary Guillory and my mother-in-law's unit is not working. I'm over here now. Can you send the technician over? And I go, well, I got 236 Cottonwood under David Jeremy. I got it under Una Doughty, and I got it under Eric Guillory. And all 3 of them are active here. Your name, ma'am? Eric Guillory. Mary Guillory. Okay. Well, let me ask you. Who owns the house? My mother-in-law does, Miss Una. She owns the house. Okay. Then I'm going to have to go into each one of these, go into the history to see how many times we have been out to anybody's, to that address for any dispatch. Now remember, Miss Una has been a customer of mine since 2005. David called in one time. I called in one time. Now my wife's calling in. Here I am as a dispatcher. I look at this and I say, okay, Miss Una is the property owner. I'm going to dispatch it under Miss Una. So I would go into Miss Una's deal here. I would go into edit customer and I would add Miss Una as, or I would add Miss Mary now with her phone number in. And I would then create a dispatch with Miss Mary as the person to call. I would also put David's number in there to call him and put son-in-law or whatever, and I would put Eric's number in there as son-in-law. Then I would have to transfer the history from Eric's to Una's, David's to Una's, so that all of their history falls underneath Una, right? Then I would now create a dispatch, and you see there is a deal right here that says merge customer locations, and that can be done. Then once I create a dispatch under Miss Una, I would then have all three phone numbers under here, and I would have notes. Call Miss Mary Guillory at 504-382-5596. Call Eric at 504-382-5584, even though the phone numbers are up here, because now I got a big cluster here, okay? And I got to clarify all this. I would make a $105 service fee on that part of it. I would finish the rest of this, and I would make my dispatch out, okay? I verified that the system has no warranty on it. There's no equipment sitting there. There's nothing in documents. There's nothing, you know, because in this particular case, Ms. Una is not even a customer. She's inactive. So I'm going to exit out of that. Do you wish to save your current dispatch? The answer is no. Dottie, I'm going to go ahead and exit out of that one. And we're back into qualify, and we're at 236 Cottonwood. So the biggest point we are going to get away from typing in 236 space C-O-T is you eliminate all other customers, because there was only one active customer in this database with 236 Cottonwood. Now, take the other scenario that I did Eric, I did David, and I did Una, and all active. If that was the case at that point in time, here's something that you need to know, and I would straighten out, or Terry would straighten out in this case. You would have to come let us know that those customers need to be merged, and then we would have to go into customer info and then the job list. And if I go to the job list and I type in 236 Cottonwood, then I have one up here which is David Cheramy. If those other ones were still active, they would also pop up there as well. If that was the case, I would go into David Cheramy's, I would inactivate it. I would go into Eric Guillory's, I would inactivate it so that I know it's correct. Next time somebody calls, they're only going to get Una Darty with 236 Cottonwood with her job. And then David's name's going to be in there, Eric's name's going to be in there, Mary's name's going to be in there. So therefore, we know next time somebody calls, the dispatch is going to be proper. Oh, it makes that's a lot of stuff, ain't it? Make sense though?
Yeah, it's nothing that I didn't catch on to.
Yep.
Especially since we already did.
Yeah,
so
we've
many
already
times.
covered this particular one, right? Okay. Customer calls in right now. Let's go through it. Can you get your address, sir? Yes, it is. Let me backspace it. Let's pick one of them. My name is Carl Ritchie. My address is 6565 Katina Street. Alright, Mr. Carl, what kind of problems are you having here? The system's not cooling properly, and I'd like to see if we can get a technician out and find out what's going on with the system. No problem, sir. Is it making any kind of loud noises? Just not cooling right? What is it doing? So as the customer is telling me what's going on, I'm going to tell you what I just looked at when I keyed up that customer's name. I went into qualify. I looked at a history. I looked at equipment. He has no equipment, no history there. I've got his phone number here. Did I verify his phone number just now? No, I didn't. I jumped right over that. So did I do what I was supposed to do? The answer is no, I did not. Should I have asked him for an email? Yes, I should. So my eyeballs should go where? So let's get out of the dispatch, do it again real quick. Do you wish to save it? No. Customer calls in. Let's pick a different customer who might have some history here real quick. Hopefully I can get one with some different stuff. Let's try Elizabeth. Hi, my name is Elizabeth. And you guys had serviced me a few years back. I need to see if you have a technician available. No problem, Miss Elizabeth. Miss Elizabeth, can you give me your name and address, please? It's 6350 River Road. So I go ahead and I key in qualify here. I get my arrow down. I go 6350. R. I stop. I key in Miss Elizabeth right here. My eyeballs go where? I got a phone number for you, Miss Elizabeth. That's 436-1109. Is that correct? Yes, it is. I don't have an email for you, ma'am. Can I get your email address? Yeah, that's not a problem. My email is, I just type in a couple of things. I'm going to go ahead and save that. I save it. I refresh it right here. Then those two little letters I just typed in are there now. Last time we were out there, ma'am, was 2018. And how can I help you today? My system's not cooling. And I just want to see if I can get somebody here. It's been a long time since I've had somebody service my system. I see the last time we were there is 2018. Would you like to have a service contract where we can come out twice a year, service the air conditioning, service the heating system? If you need any parts on the equipment, you do get a 10% discount on the any parts on the equipment or any repairs. Is that something of interest to you? Well, it's $300 a year. And it's $300 for the first year, $250 for any consecutive year after that. I can set you up for the service fee today. We'll go out and figure out what's wrong with the system. From there, we'll give you a price on whatever it costs to fix it. And if you would like to go ahead and purchase the service contract with us, the fee is $300. So the total would be $405 today, plus any repairs, and then you get a 10% discount off of any repairs. Can you tell me again, what kind of problems were you having? The drain line was backing up? Okay. Got water on the floor? Not a problem. I'll tell you what, we'll go ahead and take care of that drain line for you while we're there. We'll go ahead and do a check and clean on your system and everything. If you'd like to go ahead and do the service contract with us. Yeah, I'd like to go ahead and do that and get that started. No problem. So drain line repairs, our drain lines are clogged up. How's the system been cooling for you? Has it been doing okay? Yeah, it cools okay, except in the middle of the day it doesn't cool well. No problem. I'm going to put in here, drain lines are clogged up, and check all operations. Give me just a second. I'm going to get all this stuff typed in here for you, ma'am. And I'm going to put in here that you want to go ahead and do the service contract for 2023 as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set you up for the 2023 service contract. Got that in there too. I'm going to also go put this in here, make this blue. That way the technician knows how to take care of this for you. And you said the drain line was clogged. But how will you be paying, ma'am? Cash, check, or credit card? You'll be paying by cash. Not a problem. I'll put that in the notes here. We're going to have a technician out for you probably within the next 4, 5, 6 hours or so. Doesn't look like we have too much on the board today. Or I would say if we are completely booked up today, I will say I don't know if we can get to you today. We are booked up pretty good today. Our service fees are $105 to come out and find out what's wrong with the system. From there, we give you a price on whatever it costs to fix it. Our service fees after 5 p.m. do go to $125 between 5 p.m. and 7 p.m. and 8 p.m. After 8 p.m. they go to $175. If we cannot get to you before 8 p.m. or before 5 p.m., would you like us to keep you on the board for the after hours charge? No, it's not that critical. If you can't get to me before 5, just move me to tomorrow. I don't want to pay any additional fees. No problem. So I'm going to now put in the notes. Customer only wants between 7 a.m. and 5 p.m. Okay? So I'm going to put that in here. So now, only wants between 7 a.m. and 5 p.m. So now I've got that in the notes right here. So any other dispatcher will know that we are charging a $105 service fee. I make a 270 PMA 275 with the dark blue, and I also put on here new service contract 300. I've got that in there. The total is going to be $405, and then I also put in here the drain lines are clogged up and the system's not cooling properly in there. And the customer's paying by cash. Is it warranty? The answer is no, because there's no history in that customer's database. And how old is the unit? I didn't ask on that. There is no history in this particular customer's deal. So I can go ahead and dispatch this out now, and it's going to sit underneath unassigned until it gets done. If we can't get to them today, then it's actually going to roll over to the next day is what's going to happen. I would therefore save this now. It would go to my unassigned board, and we're good to go. So I'm going to delete this. Do you wish to save your current dispatch? No. Boom. We're done. Questions?
I don't have any questions.
More-
I might have some tomorrow.
It's more of the same, isn't it?
Yeah.
Everything's the same. Just now. Next thing I want to go over is this, and then I'm going to end the tape on this note. When we dispatch out to a technician, so I slide this under the technician's name. This is your job as a dispatcher. So in this case, I'm just going to click Mr. James Harris right here. And we installed unit 8 of 2022, said is 90 degrees inside. They're elderly. I had them turn the unit off, run the fan until we go out, trying for this evening, okay? So what did we install in 2022 in this particular case? Okay, I'm going to double click into it. I'm going to go into the equipment. The entire system was installed 8/23 of 2022. So if this is going to be warranty, okay? So I look at this, and she's got this as a high priority, but she has no service fee in here, but she has request code is warranty. But she made it high priority because they're elderly people with no air, okay? So she did both things. She put it as warranty. I'm also going to say, first thing I'm going to put on here is I'm going to cap lock it, and I'm going to type in warranty on the first notes right there, okay? So that when technicians look at the notes, they see warranty first, okay? When they see red, they're going to know high priority, okay? I'm going to save that. Now, if I double click into this customer, I want to know what's under warranty, what's not. No problem. I go to equipment, I see 8/23/2022. I don't have to see any more because they have a bronze plan, a 3-year labor warranty on the system, okay? We installed the system 8/23 of 2022. It's within the first year. I do not charge a service fee within that first year, okay? Now, this is a perfect one. Next technician opens up. So now what I'm going to do is I am ready to slide this particular dispatch underneath the technician's name. When I do that, say I'm giving it to Nick, okay? Hey Nick, you are headed to Mr. James Harris's house at 1112 Carmardale Street, Marrero. We installed the system 8/23 of 2022. He said it's 95 degrees in the house. I told him to turn the system off. This is elderly people that we're trying to get them cold air for tonight. They do have a bronze plan, a 3-year labor warranty, but keep in mind it is within the first year of labor warranty. Alright, you just gave him all the information he needs. It's not cooling. You told him to turn it off. They're elderly people. They do have a 3-year labor warranty, and it's within the first year of their warranty, so there's no service fee. He don't have to go look for anything. You told him everything. Okay? Let's pick another one here. So let's just go to Nicholas right now, where he's at. Now this is a new customer. It's a turquoise one. So if I go into his dispatch and I just hit qualify on it and then get out of his dispatch so he can get back into it, now I'm going to play with this customer. This is a brand new customer. So if it's a brand new customer, I got a phone number, I got an email, there's no equipment, there's no history. It's straight a service call. There's nothing for me to look at, right? Let's go into this one over here, Sean Thomas. Let's go look at him in River Ridge. Double click into it. I go look, equipment was installed, don't have any equipment, no schedule. I'll go to qualify. qualified, equipment, no history. This is a brand new customer, nothing for me to look at. When you are dispatching out, here's my point where I started to make in here, but I don't have enough of them to really give you a lot of information in here. The technicians, when they look at their phone, this is the app that they are looking at. They go to the ESC app, and I know you're not going to be able to see this too well, so I'm going to pull it in closer to the phone. When they go into this app, they click on a particular customer. So if I look at the history of the customer, I can easily see it in Qualify. If they look at the history of a particular customer, they would actually have to go to equipment for one to see if there's any equipment in that customer's deal. Then they would go into history right here, and my history pops up really easy. In this particular customer, it's only one piece of history, which is a dispatch. Then they read it from there. If there is a whole bunch of history on this particular customer for the last 3, 4, 5, 6 years, then they have to open up every one of those history deals in order to figure out what their history is. You as a dispatcher, your job is to not only move these to the technician's name, but as they are going out to that customer's house, you are supposed to cut their time down by saying, hey, Matt, you're heading out to this particular job. We installed the system on XY date. The warranty is this. They're paying this. The service fee is this. They're paying by cash, check, credit card. Customer was mad about XYZ. Give them all the history they need as they go out to that particular customer's house. Okay? The next thing you are supposed to do as a dispatcher is when you're watching in the middle of the day and this board's full, you got to know where every technician is, what area of town they're in, and then where is the next call. And then you have to plot this call based on where these technicians are. If one tells you, I have to get off at 5 o'clock today, you need to know that. If one of them tells you, I can only work to 3 o'clock today, you need to know that based on how many calls you are scheduling on the board. Who's available to work? You know, one of them says, man, my back's really hurting me today. I don't know how long I'm going to last. And depending upon who that customer, that technician is, you know whether they're going to last a little while or a long while. And you have to schedule here according to what's happening with these technicians. This one's not showing up today because his toe hurts. This one's not coming in today because it's whatever day, his grandma's birthday or whatever it is. You got to plan this board based on what they're getting you and what they're telling you they're doing. The other thing you need to do as a dispatcher is you need to stay ahead of the technicians. What I mean by that is this. Throughout the day, when you are doing this dispatching and you got a list of 15 calls on the board right here, you got to know every call that's on that board and where it's at based on the map. So you will pull up Google Earth on your map, and that Google Earth is also going to, it's actually the GPS for all the trucks. And that GPS is going to show you where all the trucks are. And it's going to have the names. It's going to say Matt on this one, Nick on this one, whatever. So when you do that, then you need to look at each one of these dispatches and go, okay, what's the address on this one? 270 Midway Drive, and then you go to that GPS and you key in 270 Midway Drive. It's going to tell you where it is. And as it tells you where it is, you can look to see what technician is the closest. Because even though you're in New Orleans, and or let's say Nick's in New Orleans and Matt is in Metairie, the next call that's available is 70124 zip code, which is New Orleans. Well, Matt literally may be 4 streets from him. Whereas Nick, being in New Orleans, is at 70130 zip code, which is in the middle of New Orleans, downtown, not downtown, but uptown. Whereas Matt is in Metairie at 7001 in Metairie, but because it says New Orleans, you send Nick all the way over 3 blocks away from where Matt is. Because the zip code of 70124 is right next to Metairie. So if you don't understand where the map is telling you these guys are and where the calls are, You're sending guys all over the place and they're crossing each other, and you're wasting time and money. The next thing is which is one of the most important things when you're doing dispatching. You have to stay ahead of the technician. So I send you to Amanda's house right now. When you are heading to Amanda's house, I've already called Amanda. I already know she's there. I've told you you're heading to Miss Amanda's house. She's a brand new customer. Her system's not cooling properly. She's paying a $125 service fee. And she's paying by check, cash, or credit card. We installed the system back in 2018, whatever. Gave you all that information. As I send you over there, I need to know what your next call is. So I look at my next call, and let's just say we're in the middle of the day, we got a whole bunch of calls, and I decipher all the way through them, and I decide that this one is the closest one to you. So then I would call Mr. George on the board here. I look at and see it's about 10 blocks away from you. I say, hey, Mr. George, I've got a technician, and he is in your area. He's on a job right now. Just want to let you know I'm going to try to get to you next. I don't know what time it will be, but we're going to do everything we can to get to you next. Will you be available within the next within a 30-40 minute time period of me calling you in order to get to the house? He says, yeah, you just give me a call. I say, okay, well, I just want to let you know you're next, and as soon as I can get a technician available, I'm going to give you a call and get a technician over to you. Now, Nick is on that particular job for an hour and a half. And since he's on the job for an hour and a half, he then texts you and he says, uploading. He's not going to call you and tell you he's uploading. He's just going to send you a text saying uploading. That means that he's pretty much finished that job. Okay? He should give you a 15-20 minute notice before he is ready to finish that job. When he says he's uploading, he's pretty much finished. If he sends you a text and says, finished in 15 minutes, he's telling you, hey, 15 minutes, I'm going to be ready. Get me a call ready. Your call, you should already know where he's going next. And then you should be calling the customer that you know where he's going next. You should be calling that customer and saying, hey, I just want to let you know, Nick's finishing up where he's at. He'll be another 20 minutes or so where he's at. As soon as he calls me and tells me that he is totally finished and literally heading your way, I will give you a call back. So will you be available? Yeah. Well, that guy may be playing golf right now. So he's got to stop what he's doing, go get in his car, drive 10 minutes away, and go home. Well, how long did it take him to get home now? 25 minutes, basically. By the time he stops playing golf, gets in his car, and goes home 10 minutes away, it took him 25 minutes. If Matt or Nick doesn't do his job properly and just says, I'm uploading, and then 2 minutes later he says, where am I going? Well, he gave you 2 minutes. You told the customer that it would be about a 30-40 minute notice before you will call him. Matt didn't, or whoever the technician is, didn't do his job and say, I will be ready in 20 minutes for you to call the customer to get the customer home. Now, the technician just screwed you up. And you got to let the technician know, man, I need more than 5 minute notice of you being literally ready. You got to call me or text me 20 minutes ahead of time to let me know when you're about finishing up, so I can make sure that the customer can get home in that time period. Because I can't have the customer sitting at their house all day just waiting for you. I give them a 30-minute notice. So you got to give me a 20-30 minute notice as well. Here's the other problem. Take it the other way. You call the customer goes, no problem, I'm home. Technician says, okay, I'm finished. Where am I going next? Where are you going, Mr. James' house? Blah, blah, blah. You tell him the whole information. You slide it underneath his name. And what does the technician do now? He goes and grabs lunch. You told the customer he's on his way. If you were to slide that underneath that technician's name, you got to know what time it is. You got to make sure that he knows. So you got to contact with him the entire time. Hey Nick, after you finish this call, are you going to grab lunch? You going to catch another? Nah, I'll go ahead and catch another one after I finish it. Well, let me finish this call and let me see how long this is going to take before I grab lunch. You got to figure that out. You can't just call the customer and say he's on his way, and then he decides, hell, it's already 2 o'clock. I need to grab something to eat. I am starving. So then he's going to stop, get something to eat. You told the customer he's going to be there in 15, 20 minutes. It takes him 15-20 minutes to get to Burger King. Then he walks inside and takes another 15-20 minutes to eat. Then he heads to the customer's house and he's there an hour later. Customers yelling at you. You got to understand how this stuff works. You got to understand when to call them. You have to be in sequence with the technicians to say, hey, I need you to work with me, guys. I want to get things ready for you, but I need a 20-30 minute notice before you're ready, and I need you to let me know if you're continuing to work, if you say you're sick, going home, your back hurts, whatever. I need you to work with me so that I can work with the customers to make sure that the customer gets all their information. So if you don't tell this and convert this over to the technician all the time, they will screw you up. Guess who gets yelled at on the phone by the customer? You do. Now, was it your fault that the technician decided he's getting lunch before he goes over to the customer's house? And the customer told you, I can be home in 5 minutes, but I need to get back to work. An hour later, the technician is still not there. He's calling you back and saying, you told me he was on his way. It's been an hour. And you told me he was 5 blocks away. So now you're calling the technician. You're going, dude, you said you were heading to his house. Yeah, but I needed to get lunch. Well, why didn't you tell me that prior to? Then I wouldn't have told the technician, the customer, to go home right away. I could have let you go get lunch. Then you could have called me. Then I could have called the customer so that the customer's not waiting there for an hour. Now they're bad because they've been waiting there for an hour and you didn't tell me. You have got to work with that technician, but you got to keep them in line too. And you have to have a good rapport with them the whole time you're doing dispatching so that you can get them doing the next calls. If it gets late in the evening time, they're tired. They've been out there for 12, 13, 14 hours today working. Okay? Now it's up to you with your personality to keep them working. What do I mean by that? If you have a shitty personality and you have a shitty disposition with them, and they say, you give them an attitude and they say, I ain't doing no more. I'm going home. Well, you got 3 more calls on the board, and because you got a shitty attitude with them, they go home. Well, guess who's getting yelled at by the customer now? But the technician goes home and he says, screw you. That has happened. So now you got to call the customers back and tell them you can't get there after you've been telling them for the last 4 hours you're going to get somebody there. Now, can you tell the customers, well, I was going to send him out, but he said he wasn't going nowhere and he just decided to go home. Can you tell the customer that? No, you can't tell the customer that. You just got to eat all the shit and say, he's still on the job. He said he's going to be there another 3 or 4 hours before he gets this thing finished. So we're not going to be able to get to you tonight. I'm very sorry. We're going to have to get to you tomorrow. You just got to lie. That's all there is to it. Okay? Now, if you have a sweet personality, sweet attitude towards the technicians out in the field, and you know they're working 14, 15 hours a day, which they are in the hot sun and the hot attics, the whole 9 yards of it, and you sweet talk them, meaning, hey Joe, I got one more call on the board. Man, I know y'all out there busting y'all ass and hot out there. I don't know how y'all do it. Can you catch this one more call for me? Can you please do that for me? I'm telling you, every guy, I don't care what guy you are, if a woman talks to him nice and sweet, he will do things for him as opposed to you talk to him like an asshole. Okay? It's just human nature, nothing more, nothing less. So the sweeter you are to them, the more they will do for you. Now he will go catch that call because you were super nice to him, and then the customer's not yelling at you. So what? You were nice to him even though you didn't want to be, but he went and did the call because you were nice to him. So it's a win-win-win-win-win situation. Okay? Should you be able to just tell the technician, you got 3 more calls and sorry, tough luck. You just got to go do it. Yeah, you should, but that's not how life works in the story. So, you as a dispatcher can make the day go by a lot faster by making sure that the technicians have all the information they need make sure that they know that their next job is ready and they're not sitting on side of the road. So I had a meeting with all the technicians a couple weeks ago, and they told me on average every day they waste about an hour and 20 minutes a day sitting on the side of the road waiting for a dispatch. Now I want you to calculate that out and how much money this costs me every month sitting on the side of the road. 5 technicians on overtime, because they're all making over 40 hours a week, on overtime is costing me over $3,000 a month in labor sitting on the side of the road waiting for you, the dispatcher, to get their next call ready. If you're ahead of them all the time and you're giving them the information they need, then they won't sit on the side of the road. Then they get all the jobs done faster, they get home faster, everybody's happier. By you not doing their job, they're pushed out later every day because they're sitting on the side of the road, which we lost one more call with 5 technicians. We lost 5 calls on average that day, maybe 4 calls on average that day, because the technician's sitting on the side of the road waiting for you to do your job properly. That is a fact. That is a fact. So all these little things about doing dispatching and how to do it, where to do it, warranties, all that kind of stuff makes a world of sense, but it also makes a world of sense in knowing how the job is actually done. Knowing how to make technicians do their job better, more efficiently, and keep this in mind. You're sitting in here in the office in 70 degrees. They're in 120, 130 degree attics working 15 hours a day. You work 8 hours a day in air conditioning. So their attitude may be shitty sometimes. Your attitude may be shitty sometimes if that's kind of who you are, of how you take customers yelling and screaming at you because the technicians aren't there. You could have a bad attitude as well too, but it's up to you to get these guys to do their job by literally just being nice to them, nothing more, nothing less. You don't have to kiss no ass. You just gotta just be nice. That's it. Just be nice. That's all. That's be nice and give all the information you're supposed to, and get their job to where they're not sitting on the road, not wasting time. They don't want to waste time. They want to go home. The more time you waste for them, the less time they have with their kids. So keep that in mind. This time I'm going to end this video for right now. This is dispatch video number 3. So we'll take it from here on the next video. Thank you.